coming to you live from the land of chlamydia-ridden koalas. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Welcome to episode 232 of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I am Log of House Powerslave, joined by Mylan Games, the queen of Twitch. What's going on, mate?
When are we getting a remix of the Queen?
Look, I'm not having you crack the whip on me about music shit.
Mate,
you can yell at your fucking chat all you want to make emotes.
Listen
and
here.
shit. I will not be hurried. I'm an artist. Fuck you, Matthew.
You told me it took you a whole 10 minutes, mate.
Yeah, but I've got to be sitting around doing nothing. Have 10 minutes to do it in. I haven't had fucking 10 minutes to scratch my ass this week. Right? There's a fucking graphic visual straight off the top. Fucking no one who needed it.
I tell you what, when you're streaming, you do a channel point redemption and you remix someone screaming.
I mean, as I said to you, right? Like the marbles one or whatever the fuck it was, soy boy metal or whatever we ended up calling it.
Soy boy metal.
Yeah, it didn't take long. It didn't take long, but it didn't take long because
mate,
I just didn't care.
You made a catchy tune. You made a catchy tune.
Yeah,
big time. Is your first time, mate? Done that before?
No, never. Nothing catchy, just boring shit. Anyway, how you been,
Soy
Gobber?
boy metal.
We didn't do last week because I had life, but
yeah, been on the grind. I've been just streaming, making videos on stream, which has been fantastic. Actually,
I can't believe that you do that and like record your dialogue in front of people. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like you're doing a more conversational format, right?
Yeah.
Like, like because you're selling it that way to begin with. But I can't imagine anything I would want to do less than record like lines with people just like fucking.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, as soon as I don't have an audience, I go straight back to boring law voice. So it makes me change my tone.
So chat makes you human?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a fucking sobering thought there, isn't it?
And the irony is they look like they're less effort, but nearly all those videos are about 10 hours on stream. I guess like a good 30% is me fucking yelling at chat most of the time. You shut the fuck up or whatever. Or,
yeah, but that's just fine. Like, that's part of being along for the ride, right? Like,
yeah.
I knew there was something to miss the other, like, well, when was it? Wednesday, when I fucking started up my stream and you rated me. And like, if you've never like seen when Matt and I stream, it is literally 12 hours apart. That was
a big day.
Yeah. And I'm like, what?
That was a big day.
Yeah.
But the good news is, like, it was a good little experiment and no one's complaining. In fact, people seem happy with the style. So that's a big win.
I think, like, on both counts, and not to pad your stats too much because, like, you don't need it. You're an arrogant little shit. But I think that, like, what you're doing is letting people be involved too, right? Like, because you're having kind of like an open forum for the process of like, okay, well, as a community, we're going to pull together these ideas. And then people on the receiving end of that, when it's on YouTube, are like, oh, well, you know, maybe they turn up and get involved next time round. It's a cool avenue. I think I'm surprised that there's not more of it done. I'll say it seems so fucking obvious.
You know the only downside?
I mean, I can imagine that being yelled at by 300 people.
Well, apart from that, what I noticed is people start these like chain theories, and everyone's on their own track, and you're trying to keep. And we've done what I end up calling the theory graveyard, where we spend 2 hours like, you know how chat is explaining shit. Does this card, you know, okay, be specific. Like, what are you trying to say?
So they're like, I remember this thing from back in Destiny 1, and there was a card that said this, and you're like,
yeah, and I'll spend like
tell
an
me
hour
what
trying
fucking
to find.
card.
Yeah,
Find
and
the fucking card.
There's been times where someone's like, dude, that's said in a dialogue option like somewhere, and like it'll be the capstone on the video. It's the perfect like ending or whatever, and we'll spend like an hour and a half,
fucking hour and a half
trying to
down the
find
rabbit
it.
hole, can't find it.
And yeah, you know what it feels like? Not that I know what this
It
feels
sounds
like,
like
but I
my
imagine
job. That's
it's probably like a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if you're like police and there was like a famous case and you ask for the community to like any sightings of the person, and you get like just all these crazies calling up, fucking down your local IGA.
I saw fucking
dude,
Matt
man.
Damon. Matt Damon's at the fucking fish and chip shop near my house. I fucking saw him. Yeah.
And you have to go investigate it.
Yeah. All right. I can see, yeah, doing your due diligence would be pretty awful.
But at the same time, you end up having the hive mind. And you know, my fucking little law hobbits,
yeah,
some of them are absolutely mental when it comes to law. Like they've got a good grasp on what's happened and when it happened. So it's actually, although it seems less research, it's actually more researched than my normal scripted videos, because there's basically 300 people checking every sentence you say.
I guess when you put it like that, that's fucking great. But like, I was thinking about doing that. Like, it's one of those things that it balks me. That's doing music in that format stops me, because I'm like, if I can't imagine listening to anyone else through the creative process. That'd fucking kill me. So I don't know how you do it. But I guess it's a different thing, different kettle of fish.
Yeah. I mean, but like to put it in context for you, for music, it's the difference between playing music for yourself and playing music for a band. But I guess they're along for the right, like they see the process to get to the end product. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it'd be like doing a cover song and then having 300 people tell me what I was doing wrong. I'd be out that window pretty quick. I mean, it's a fucking ground story window. Like,
yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I'm at this position anyway where people are telling me I'm doing it wrong, because it's going to go out to 200,000 people anyway.
True.
So it's almost it's becoming more of a security blanket than it is a hinder.
Fair enough. I didn't think of it that way. That's pretty good.
Yeah, like mate, I don't know why, but YouTube always highlights the messages that really fucking piss me off. Like,
yeah, it's probably because you interact with them. You don't.
Yeah. Somehow the algorithm knows it really makes me angry, and it usually starts with something like, "Mullen, you're wrong," and then they'll proceed to tell, like, "Oh fuck, I hope you're listening." No,
They should instantly delete any comment with the word "actually" in it, just straight out of the gate. There should be a filter by newest, oldest, fucking relevance, and then actually should be its own filter where you can click on that if you just want to read people going, well.
How was your week?
Oh, I've been just fucking super busy on just about every front in life, but yeah,
you've been grinding New World, bud.
Oh well, look, I played it on Wednesday night, and it was a lot of fun jumping in and running around, and I felt like I was basically there supporting Rin's bloodlust at the end of the night, because we were just chasing people down and fucking murdering them brutally, and then being like, "Who's next?" It was pretty gross, but it was also.
For those who haven't played New World, you can turn PvP on and off, and so you can run around in a PvP squad, and if other people are also flagged for PvP, you basically just gank them.
Yeah.
You sneak up on them. They're sitting there minding ore, and you're just like, surprise, motherfucker! And then like 5 people jump out of the bushes, and you just.
But like
wallop
just
them.
the when you get 5 people wailing on one person who isn't even fucking like who isn't even prepared for it. It's just like they look up and go, oh, and then they're dead.
Yeah, and you like, and especially when you chain stun on them, and then fucking have a black hole that stops them from running away, and then everyone's just like bonk, bonk, bonk. It's like slamming them with it.
I think that's the funnest part. Like pursuing people is like for me, like being the dog chasing the car. Like if someone runs, it's just like oh fuck. Like you can't rob them, but you still want to look. You can't run. We're gonna fucking catch you. But it was a lot of fun, and I don't know. I mean, it's just I think like we all know we're coming into a pretty lengthy downtime with Destiny. Like there's a few things on the roadmap to look forward to, and you know the story is obviously still to this point pretty fucking engaging. But I think we're gonna hit the lull, and I'm kind of just hedging my bets a little bit and keeping a toe in the water with New World because it's I don't know. I just enjoy it. It's a change of pace. I don't know that. Like we were talking about this briefly before we went live, but I don't know that it's particularly my kind of like stream game. Like I have fun playing it, but I don't know that like stream really want to watch me walk along a riverbed picking shit up to go and make a potion for 4 hours. Like I don't feel like that's the fucking
these games, and there's a lot of similarities with Destiny.
There's also a lot of stark differences though.
Yeah, there is. It's the equivalent of running. No, it's not even running strike missions. It's less than that. You really have to make entertainment with New World. It's about you going, oh, guys, what do you think about Goku versus fucking Vegeta? You know, like you're just having
like I'm bad at that. Like that's the sort of streaming that I'm like, I don't fucking care. It's like when people come in and they're like, do you like such and such band? And I'm like, either like, yes, I do, or no, I don't know them, and like, whatever. I'm not, I don't know. Bad streamer.
You're a dickhead.
Streamer.
You do
just
like
elitist.
No. You do like conversations, but you're a fucking boomer. You want to be sitting down at the pub, having a beer and chatting with someone.
Yeah,
I tell you what, if you played New World, right, and just go on Discord by yourself and pull people from your chat, go, who wants to have a chinwag? Pub stories with Log.
Right. Yeah, I'll do it. There you go.
You probably have a pretty funny time.
I might not do it tomorrow night, but I might do it next week or something. I got the jab tomorrow. Get me first jab finally. You know.
That's right.
Living in New South Wales. That's why we're doing the thing tonight, because my fucking appointment for getting stabbed, for getting me Michelle Pfizer, is.
How long you reckon you have to wait for it? You reckon it'd be a fine or what?
Do I reckon I'll have to wait?
Yeah, like in like the queue for it.
I don't know. They're pretty fucking efficient, and they don't want people fucking hanging around because the Rona is still everywhere over here. So,
but my first appointment, I went straight in. My second appointment was like out the door, fucking around the corner through the shopping mall.
Really?
I went on like a Friday afternoon, and everyone obviously just took the day off, and it was huge.
They're all taking a piss.
It took a couple hours though.
Did you have to have an appointment?
Yeah, it was booked in too. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. That's kind of shit. But I mean, the place where you go, if you live where I live, is like a repurposed fucking Bunnings that's now empty because they built a new Bunnings and they moved all the shit out of it. And now the empty Bunnings, like giant fucking green shed.
You've had your first, right?
Nah, none. Nothing.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what
I
it was
live in
like.
fucking
It's like
Ronaville and I'm like...
All right, well, I'll tell you what it's like here. I don't know if they've got different systems, but here there was a big room, and it's like musical chairs. So there's a big row of like maybe 30, 40 chairs, and like multiple rows, 30, 40 chairs.
Yep.
You sit at the back, and people at front, they go to the booths, they get the jab, and then everyone moves forward a row.
Oh, right. It sounds like a fucking greyhound races or something.
Yeah, and you just keep jumping forwards.
Right.
Until you're at the front of the queue. It's actually pretty efficient.
And then you go in your cubicle and boom. Sweet.
Yeah, you go in the queue.
Number 3, mate. You go. Boom. And then they keep it on you for 15 minutes or whatever and make sure you don't keel over.
Sit in the fucking cattle pen for 15 minutes.
Get in the sheep dip for 15 minutes. Don't drink it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just looking forward to having it fucking over and done with, and getting.
Yeah.
I don't care if it knocks me around, whatever. I just want it over and done with. So
My second one did nothing. My first one was okay too, to be honest. So
we'll see what happens. I don't know. I might not be streaming tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. But I mean, the other news on the COVID front is that old Gladys, the New South Wales Premier, fucking fell on a sword today.
what happened?
I mean, the anti-corruption committee's looking into us, so
What did she do?
She was in a relationship with like the dodgiest fucking MP of all time.
No, wait, did she resign or?
Yeah. She resigned.
She resigned.
Yep. Rest in peace. You won't be missed.
Really? That's fucking awesome.
I've never seen a group of men so happy as our chat today. Like Chook and Jugsy and all of them. Hey,
She's such a fucking loser.
Yep. Well, there you go. Done. Dusted. Get fucked. Anyway.
Killing koalas, mate.
Koala
Fucking
killer,
up
no
like
more.
koalas.
We're going to save the
Koala
koalas.
killer.
How else will we export chlamydia to the
Now
world?
we're just going to get rid of, what's his name?
ScoMo. Yeah, he's next.
No,
Bruz.
yeah.
Bruz. Anyway, this isn't a
Dude.
political podcast, but we do have strong political
Have you
opinions.
been following Friendly Geordie's fucking battle of Bruz?
I watch just about everything he puts out, and it's why I'm so angry at the world. But
Yeah.
I genuinely, I like I really enjoy his content, but sometimes I realize that like when I'm in a shit headspace, if I watch it,
Yeah.
it snowballs, and I'll be like in the kitchen talking to Rach and be like, these fucking assholes, and she's like, what are you so angry about this? I'm like, I don't know.
It does make you angry because you see,
we're getting fucked over.
Fuck it. We're talking about games, mate. Yeah, it's not going on.
I mean, that's what we're here for. And like, to be fair, most of our audience, as much as we're an Australian podcast, isn't even Australian. So like, what the fuck is all this shit? But we've got to share our culture with you, and that's being belligerent and hating authority figures. So
I talked about the Emu War today on
a low moment in Australian history. We're the only nation on earth that could pick a fight with a fucking animal and lose.
dude. So I did research. You know we use fucking machine guns against them.
Yeah. Like out in
the mounted Lewis machine guns.
And shit.
Basically like a fucking like a mounted machine gun and still lost.
We still fucking lost. Why are we bothering with this fucking nuclear submarine fucking treaty? What are you going to do with that? Fucking lose a war with Wales or some shit.
Do you know what Breyer was super confused about is why we had so many photos of fucking donkeys in the war. I was like, mate, Samson and his donkey. They don't know about it. The Anzacs. It must have been Turkey. Was it Turkey?
Yeah.
Why do we have so many donkeys for?
Because they carry shit. They're an effective means of lifting stuff.
I know.
By proxy, right? You don't need to carry it yourself.
Next week, I need to talk about donkeys.
I haven't fucking thought about that for a long time.
Yeah.
So he was a dude that he was bringing people back that were injured. Hey, that was like
every primary school kid learns about
evacing on a donkey.
And it was a big fucking mountain he was going up and down. I think with a donkey.
Do you think that if you were shot and wounded that you'd be grateful to be rescued by a donkey, or would you just be like, take me now? This is
I
don't know. I've never met a friendly donkey. I had one try and kick me at a farm once. So maybe I'm just down on him a bit.
Look,
I'm not sure. Look, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a fan of donkeys, don't take that personally. Just send me some good donkey facts, okay?
I'm going to say this. If you're wounded and you're not fucking dead, I think you'd be glad to see a fucking donkey take you out of the war zone, mate.
Oh, mate. I'd have fucking Sasquatch take me out. I don't give a shit. Just get me the fuck home. Fucking albatross swoops in and picks me up like a fucking bird could carry me.
Do you know what I
God.
came across in my studies is the light horseman. I was like, that shit is badass, man.
Oh,
The
dude.
Australian light
Yeah.
horseman is fun. Do you know why that came up?
No.
Because they put emu feathers in their hats. So when they were fucking killing the fucking emus. Jeez, we're a bunch of weird cunts over
We
here.
are. Yeah, we are. We are. So
But
they
the
had emu
Australian
feathers
light
as like a thing of vengeance when we lost the war against the emus.
We're the skin of our enemies. Oh,
It's a shame
shit.
it was so long ago because I'd love to see I'd love to meet a veteran and just hear hear the stories about I'm not taking the piss. I mean genuinely, I'd love to understand what it was like. I don't know.
What's that good movie about World War One? Fuck, it's probably just called Gallipoli, is it?
Yeah, Gallipoli.
Just Gallipoli.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everyone
the
watches
Americans
it.
didn't know about Gallipoli.
I mean, to be fair, they've got their own stuff to be learning about. Probably more than ours, right? Because they've also had like a pretty considerable civil war as well, and then 2 world wars that they were involved in, and a heap of different stuff. So, but yeah, Gallipoli is our, that was the Australia, New Zealand, the birth of sort of the Anzac. I don't know, spirit, I guess. Anyway, this is really what a fun. This is what happens on Friday nights, right? Like it always.
Yeah.
I've had 1 beer and we're still.
I've already finished my cocktail. I'm done.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Matt's finished his drink. We're gonna fuck off. No, all right. Look, let's talk some Destiny. Let's knuckle down. There's a heap of stuff in the TWAB that's sort of like the specifics of what they've been looking at with trials and a lot of numbery things and all that sort of stuff. I don't think that's really our fucking wheelhouse, but what we can talk about is our impressions, because we didn't get to do it last week. Our impressions of trials labs, point control or whatever what was the fucking mode? Did it have a name? Trials labs with the point.
It would have had a name. I don't know. It was objective mode.
Yeah.
Capture. No, it wasn't capture. Capture the zone. Zone control.
Yeah, that sounds whatever.
Would have been. No, it's not really zone control though. It's not. Does
Well, I mean,
good
kind of
question. Does it have a name? I don't fuck. Who cares? Whatever. You had to.
Just desperately scanning the TWAB, trying to fucking jump into my eyes and name for the mode. Fucking it's just. Who wrote this TWAB? You didn't fucking put that in double bold, bloody Cosmo. Fuck me.
Listen, right? You had to capture a zone that if it started off in the neutral location between the spawn points.
Yep.
And if you won a round, it would spawn literally with the other team.
Yeah.
Like in their spawn. And it wouldn't be active immediately, so you could push and hold, but eventually you could retreat back to your spawn point essentially and capture the zone, and that would not only give you super, but obviously win the rounds. What did you do? When did you play? How much did you play?
Well, we had the fans event, so I played with Skimmy and Ninja Chicken.
I wasn't invited to that. It really pissed me off.
Fuck off, you weren't invited. Just check Discord, you pissant. To Hollywood. Fucking idiot.
Did you get me, Joe?
Fez. I know
Did
that
you get me, Joe?
Fez is here. She's fucking. Oh. She'll be into you for the
Did
fucking
you get me, Joe?
rent. You absolute weenie. I'm going to do this just so that if anyone's watching the video version, they can see that Fez is indeed bullying Matt. There, fucking you absolute weenie. There you go.
There you go.
Deservedly so. No, so that was fun. Took us a few games to get the flow of it and whatever. And then I played with Jugs and Sass after that, just so I could tick me Lighthouse off and that. So, I like the idea of it. I'll say that. I don't necessarily like the execution of it, and I don't think they could have picked a worse map to try it with.
Look, I think
And that's
everyone
me.
was
That's
under
me
the
trying to be
impression.
positive. I guess.
I think everyone's under the impression it was going to rotate and it wasn't going to be like literally in your spawn. It, from talking to our friends who are more skilled, it seemed like you would basically just trade wins if you really wanted to just lock. I mean, there's literally 3 lanes on each side, so
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got
You
your,
just-
your inside doorway, you've got the middle, and then you've got the cliff side or whatever you want to call it open. That's it.
right. So you can camp them.
That
That
and
being said, it's not. I still lost against good players, even if we had the advantage. To be honest,
yeah, I
but
mean,
it
I
was
think
just
there was
it
enough.
was just dying.
There was enough going around, like at our level, like a relatively middling level. Like the games, like you could do something about it, right? Like you could pull off a big play and be get your hero moment and
Yeah.
beat the team that's turtling down to control their zone.
Yeah.
Right? But when you when you're playing against people who lane more effectively and who don't miss shots and shit like that, it is just sort of like, well, whoever got that first point is probably going to win by attrition because it's just going to flip flop. And in that way, it feels like kind of an artificial way of lengthening or tightening the games, I suppose.
It was very hard for solo players as well to coordinate, and that's always going to happen with objective games. You have an objective game, it's got a disadvantage solo players. There was many times where we had the advantage, and I was like, dudes, stall them, I'll cap the point. And the cap point's pretty quick. So it's not even like
Yeah, it's like
you have to get your teams to kill. You just
15
you just need
seconds
them
or
to
something like that.
you just need them to be threatening, and you can get it. Or what I often did is put a stasis barricade, just block a doorway. But
Yeah, that was all I was doing. Just put the Titan wall up and hope for the best. I mean, you're a 50-50 shot at getting shattered over to
Titan walls are fucking strong in trials altogether, man.
Oh yeah, I've always been very, very strong.
For resing and also for zone capture, they're a strong ability, to be honest, for objectives and for resing a guardian.
So like to put a positive spin on it, as we
I still
like
had a
to
lot
do.
of fun though. I had a fair bit of fun.
Same, and
I
like,
had more fun than week 2, to be honest.
You reckon?
Yeah, but I spent less time in the flawless pool, so it's probably that.
Yeah, true.
I didn't go flawless until right at the end.
I didn't play flawless pool at all. I just
it was a lot of fun.
Did my stuff all on
flawless.
Saturday, and then went, sweet, I'm out. No worries. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I feel like part of me is in disbelief that was the map that they picked for that mode because it is so tight. Like I feel like any of the others would have probably lended them, except maybe Altar of Flame, probably would have been just the same kind of thing again because of the choke points. But yeah.
I have a feeling they were a bit rushed. It seems like when we get to the 12, it seems like they were a bit rushed, to be honest.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. And the one thing that I did take out of it is that like I would be totally receptive of objective-based trials, but I just don't think that's the mode. Like it made me genuinely nostalgic for Trials of the Nine, like the disarm the bomb or whatever it was. I can't even remember the name of the mode, but was it Salvage? Something like that. Like I think that forced drama is great.
Yeah.
Countdown, that's it. Thank you. I think it's a great sort of like, it's the conflict initiation point. It's not just everyone fucking sitting at the back camping lanes hoping to get a pick and then push, because that's what Trials has become. It's distilled down to that, and it has over years, right? So I think it could do with that. I think that I'd love to see that come back too. So
yeah, me too. And I think the issue still is it's hard because a lot of people are going flawless now that previously didn't.
Yep.
But I think player retention is definitely, and we've got some stats on it. I think we got some stats on it in the 12. People are leaving after they get flawless. And I do think there needs to be an increase on player surveys, and I think that you can sign up for them, and people have been sending them out. But I've had people in my community that didn't go flawless and had more fun, but went flawless and had less fun.
Yeah,
So it's
and I
like,
guess, yeah,
it's not just about saying that if you go flawless, it's good. Because let's say you do a raid, you get it done. You can have the most toxic team and it not be a good experience. Just because you got it done doesn't mean you had a good experience. And I think that applies to trials as well.
I mean, you look at it, you look at it this way, like compare that experience. Like if that was you went and did a raid for the first time ever, and it was not a great experience in an interpersonal way, like what you're saying, like it was toxic or whatever. You wouldn't be super keen to go and jump in for another raid, would you? Like you'd be like, I don't know if that's for me, whatever. And I think that that's kind of the same thing that's happening in a different way with going flawless in trials. Like it's the people that are like, oh sweet, I've got my first flawless. I'll keep playing on this card, and then they get curb stomped and like the next 3 games and it's over, right? Like, they lose their morale, and then the next week they're like, oh well, I'll see if I can get my flawless, and then they don't bother me on that. I think incentivizing beyond flawless needs to be revisited. But I mean, how do you do that? I don't know. But I think that
I am literally at the point where I probably won't play after going flawless. I'll stick in the non-flawless pool for as long as possible, including once I maybe flip the switch, and then I won't play after going flawless, unless it's some really adept role that I want to go for. And in that case, I'll go flawless as soon as possible.
Yeah, and
grind it,
and then
I'll stop playing once they flip the switch. And my experience in general is, first week, I had the full experience. I got stomped, I stomped others, I had close games.
Yep.
And I much preferred that to now, which is the flawless pool, which is I'm either getting stomped or I'm losing 4-5.
Yeah, there's I know that on paper someone
on paper it should work.
Like, yeah, but like on paper, like you go, oh, this is a 5-0 match. That means it's a bad match. Right?
Yeah.
And Bungie and they're saying this, they're looking at it and going, oh, we want more close matches. But what do you feel worse about? Losing a 5-0 match and like it being over in 4 minutes and you go, oh well, fuck that, and you forget about it, or going 5-4 and losing and being fucking gutted about it and pissed off, or you look at the other side of the coin, maybe the hard fought match is something you walk away from and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, we pulled that one out of the bag, but sometimes it's fun to stomp, right? Like the 5-0 wins are. You go in there and that's when everything's happening, everyone's playing well, and you're getting that sort of stuff happening. It's a good thing, and I mean it's not a long thing for the other team. Like it's over pretty quick. I don't think that necessarily balancing out the closeness of games is, I don't know. I mean, in my perspective, as important as it seems. I mean, if every game you played to an entire trials card was 5-4, you would be fucking exhausted by the end of it.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing, right? So you said, 5-0 is a bad time. Well, it's only a bad time for people to lose. 50% of the players are having a great time.
Yeah, but like even if I'm like when I've solo queued, right, and we've been absolutely stomped the first 2 rounds, and I'm like, okay, this other team, they're all playing really well, and you just go, okay, cool, this is done. And maybe you try a different weapon, or you try something you normally wouldn't, knowing that the match is probably gone anyway, and you don't need to really worry about it. So you just go whatever, and then you kind of check out emotionally, where if it's all 5-4, you fucking sweat, try hard.
I think that's what made week 1 feel casual. Is you weren't always on
Up. Yeah.
this. You got stomped, and then you had a chill game, couple chill games. You got stomped for a couple games. Did some stuff. The variation, I think, is what made week one feel really good. I will admit that it does seem very hard for solo players to, there's definitely more solo players going flawless in the system that they've introduced. But I would love to talk to solo players about not just going flawless as an indicator of enjoyment. Because if they're having a good time in week one, but not going flawless, is everyone meant to go flawless? Is that what we're saying? Every single person
it feels like that
should be go flawless.
I feel like the expectation now is that highly skilled players, obviously, they go flawless. And as they move out of the pool, all the middling tier, like you and I, we go flawless.
Yeah, very average.
Just incredibly average players going flawless. So I'd say two-thirds, if not more, there's a reasonable expectation. You can log in and go, I want to get my flawless done. I mean, it's going to get harder week on week as the player base drops, but
do you know what I reckon's like? This is what I said today on the other shit tier podcast. This is what I said today.
I forget that double duty on podcasts today.
Yeah, double duties. So, the reason why it feels odd is it feels like Trials is the only PvP in Destiny right now. It's the only PvP I'm interested in playing. Right? So for me, it's trying to fill all the gaps. Like it's both casual and competition. It's doing everything.
Yeah, but
and then I go to sixes,
the fucking
and
remarkable thing.
Sixes.
The fucking
I go to
remarkable thing.
It fucking sucks.
The remarkable thing is that it was doing it.
Yeah,
we took the mode that and I mean, I'll say this honestly, I thought the horse had bolted on Trials. I thought I don't know that it can be saved, because not only were they up against a all the inbuilt skill creep sort of stuff that's really, really hard to overcome, but the perception issues around it are fucking massive too. Because the one thing that whenever we used to have conversations about Trials before the revamp, right, was people would be just like, oh, I'm never playing that. Fuck that. No way. And I'm sure there's still people out there that don't want to do it at all. So just because of what it is. And for it to get to a point where it's now like you can go and get all, fill the fucking plethora of casual games, fun games, sweaty games in one place. It's an inch short of a miracle is what it is, really. I
mean, it honestly is the highlight of my week now, apart from playing the story on Wednesdays.
We're going to have to talk about that in a sec too. I did that to Savo because I was like, shit, I need to catch up. Story. I'm in.
I
don't know.
What else?
So let bullet points. Would you like to see
a fucking cocktail, mate?
Go and get a fucking cocktail. I'll just sit here. How long are you going to be for a cocktail?
Danny!
Oh, hey. No, you go. No. Go. I'm pointing at the door in my room telling you to go. You go.
Do you reckon?
No. Do I reckon what? You just go and get a fucking cocktail. You want a cocktail? That's fine.
What are you going to talk? Mate, we know you can't talk by yourself. What are you going to talk about?
I don't know. I'll wing it.
Well, why don't you start? Hey, here's an idea. You want to do the TWAB?
Do I want to do the TWAB by myself?
Yeah, just start reading a paragraph. By the time you finish, I'll be back.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask chat what they thought of Trials and what they would like to see in terms of game modes. And then when you come back and sit down, we can have a brief discussion about that. And then we'll talk about lore shit. Because
so you just gotta sit in silence for fucking 2 minutes while chat.
I'm just gonna read it out loud like what you do on your stream. That's what fucking streamers do, isn't it? Someone will fucking trick me into saying something dirty word or whatever and clip it and then be like, fucking look at this dumb cunt.
All right, quick, time me.
You could have been fucking gone and got it. All right, starting now. Right. It's 9:53. Cool. I don't know, chat. So, look, if you've got feelings about this, and I'm sure we all do, because it's a mode that was largely made, I mean, it's everyone's game mode now. It's not just for sweats. I personally would really like to see them return to at least give Countdown a go again. As I was saying before, I think that just the way it forces people together, it's pretty organic and was probably more balanced in terms of like the to and fro of it as the attacker and the defender, rather than guess what, the control zones spawn underneath your feet when you turned up. All right, so yeah, I mean, look, all right, we'll read out Chicken, because I played with Chicken in the fans tournament. I'm not going to play favorites, but we'll read his out. It says Trials was interesting, had the most difficulty getting flawless this weekend since the rework, but still got there on Monday. Interested in a different game mode, but I do not think this one will. You do think this one missed the mark slightly? I agree. I mean, our games were pretty varied when you think about it, Chicken. Because I mean, we started out, it was rough, but we ended up getting there in the end, and we were making a habit out of winning the first round, which is the one that's balanced, and then it's sort of to and fro and to and fro and to and fro. So we ended up in the situation where, what we were talking about, where we'd play plenty of 5-4 games, and they'd be, we'd be in them right until the end and then lose or whatever. I really don't know. I feel like we could definitely go down the path of trying different trials modes. I'd like to see that. And Matt's back now, so I'll ask him. What would you like to say? What would you like to see, Collar? What would you like to see him implement?
I don't want them to give up on objective-based modes. I'm more than happy for them to keep trying. If they keep changing shit, I'll keep showing up and I'll keep playing it. And I will vote via how much I play Trials. Do you
think there's an element of this that's like, maybe the thing that is that keeps Trials fresh is, sure, people are going to want to go flawless, but maybe it's like every second week, the novelty of it being something slightly fucking weird. Like if they came out now and said, right, when the week after Iron Banner, we're going to have normal Trials again, like back to the same recipe. The week after that, we're going to have fucking mayhem Trials. Just for a week, everyone gets a super, fucking see what happens, whatever. And then, but it's going away. It's going away. It's just for 1 week, right?
And let's not go that far, but I agree in general. Like,
maybe I'll lend into
salvage or another mode.
The one where they drop
sure.
their engrams. Oh, that doesn't really work. Anyway,
I mean, we need. It's hard because there's not a huge amount of fucking game modes to choose from that would be relevant.
CTF, they could do that. Oh, I mean, capture something other than a flag. I'm sure the flags are copyrighted by now.
Rift
capture
ball.
the rift or capture the orb, or I don't know. I mean,
I think the good thing is, even though they've made lots of changes, they're only changing one thing this next week, right? Or I guess it'll be the map. And they're keeping all the matchmaking the same, but there won't be capture zones.
Yeah, and I think that's fair in that they probably want to get a better read out of, what people really feel about the matchmaking without the zone control aspect.
Yeah.
I still don't think the delayed onset of the flawless pool is ultimately going to change people's lives. But look, I mean, if it gives people the opportunity at the back end of the week to come in and get their card done when otherwise they wouldn't have, I'm kind of for that. So I guess I'm on the fence. I mean, for me, it's like, well, I'm just not going to play Trials on a Monday night. The end.
It's so hard, man, because you can't please everyone.
Oh,
and
look, the one thing I'll say about all of this, I love the transparency with which we're like moving through this, and I'm really enjoying the willingness to try new things and openly say we're just going to give this a go, and then in under a week go, okay, well, here's what we learned out of that. What do you reckon? Cool, we'll try something else in a couple of weeks. Sweet.
Do you know the odd thing? I still prefer going in solo to Trials over playing like quick play.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm there. I think like maybe, but like for me, quick play is. I don't know. Quick play has gotten very fucking sweaty. I'll say that. I'm not sure what's happened in quick play. Maybe it's just that people are like, if you're a solo, you're jumping into to trials and doing what you're doing. But I've noticed that like my quick play games are sweaty as fuck. So maybe I'm on the cusp of becoming like a trials solo queuer. Maybe I am. Maybe there's some kind of scheme to drive people towards it. I don't know.
It is because of the rewards. So maximizing in chat is because of the rewards. Yeah, I feel like I'm rewarded for my time.
True.
At least I'm gonna get shit there.
And I mean, like that's the other side of like this. What we're talking about with the flawless, like the expectation to go flawless is one thing, and that's great. But for me, whenever I've played solo, I haven't had an expectation of going flawless. I've just been there to farm. And I think that's an important part of it. And I think that's like a lot of people are getting pissy about like, oh, how am I ever meant to go flawless playing solo? And I'm like, well, you're kind of not. like maybe you'll do it and it'll be an atypical thing. Maybe you're a gun player and you can carry the players around you, or, you can do it that way. But I think that like for the most part, it's like, okay, well, mob up, make a night of it with your mates and get you flawless. And if you're playing outside of that, then play solo and farm. I think.
See, that's sort of how I see it. Is that it should give you a taste of it, and then you're like, you know what? Maybe I do want to get better at this, and then maybe you seek out. You either get better to the point where you can carry a team solo, or you try to make some friends. It's sort of like. I put it in the same realm as like a dungeon in PvE and doing that solo flawless. You have to work at it. and when you get it, it's really rewarding. Or you have to go make some friends to do it. And I think right now
it's the history of Destiny, right? Like that's always been the thing that you need to do the end game stuff. Is there's no matchmaking on raids. You need to go and make 5 friends or find 5 people. And I get that like there's a different sort of expectation on being a teammate in PvP to like learning a raid. But that's the good thing. Like that's friend game stuff, to use the cheesy term. That's what we want. Yeah. All right, Maddie, do we want to talk about the story Revelations? It's not so much Revelations. I didn't know what to call it.
Do you want to cover the Trials TWAB stuff first, or no?
No, I think we've talked it into the ground. If you really want to understand the ins and outs of it, like it's the specifics. It's the way it was received, and I don't think there's too much for us to pick apart there. Obviously,
they gave a bunch of stats on player retention and that, but to be honest, the stats were I think their stats are a bit misleading, to be honest. They weren't as transparent as previously.
In what way?
I need to look at them again, but I just remember reading them and being like, you haven't given enough detail for this to really be, to understand the significance of this.
Right.
I need to look at the specifics of it, but it doesn't matter. Look. They are slowly overall, big picture, there has been a drop, a little bit loss of retention, and more people still going solo flawless and that kind of stuff, or going flawless. But I still would put emphasis on, was it a good experience getting there?
Yeah, and that's it. And like skill creep at some point is going to kick in. We're going to end up in the, like, people don't want to play it anymore because they're sick of losing. And that's it. The thing you pointed out, I actually think loot is going to be a problem. Well, I mean, there's one new gun.
Well,
like, for people who've never played Trials. Yeah.
I'll play 3 weekends and I'm almost done with loot.
So what, you'd have a few adepts to go and get, and that'd be about it.
But I mean, even like getting adepts, like, yeah, like Igneous Hammer is fucking dog shit at the moment. My Dire Promise is better. Do you know?
There's so many people who just
Oh, look, I've seen all the sweat lords saying 120s are actually good, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, I get it. You're doing chip damage, you're sitting behind cover, but for some of me, that's an absolute donkey. Me 140 does the job.
Yeah, I'm on a 140 as well. So
Yeah, I saw
I'm on the pally.
Look, you have to remember they're content creators. So they've got to make interesting shit. They're not going to get views off making 140s good because everyone fucking knows it. So they make it tie going, you know what, 120s aren't that bad, right? And then they get a montage of them being a god with 120s. Yeah, but they're good at the game, mate. Right? I'm a shitter dive hunter. Let me use my 140s.
So what you're saying is that when someone that's really skilled at the game says this gun is good, they're not actually saying this gun is good. They're saying I'm good.
Yes, with this gun.
With this gun. And this gun is just the vessel for me to be good.
That is how PvP content creators work, mate. They're not saying the gun's good. They're saying I'm good with this gun.
I mean, it is true because we get sass that's like, you and I are clinging to the meta, like,
yeah.
For grim death.
White knuckles.
White knuckles onto the like, fucking hell, what is the cheapest shit I can do, right? And then Sassy's out using some fucking blue gun no one's ever heard of. Still carrying us. Fucking hell. All right.
Like, no, to be honest, like, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should look at Ignis Hammer. And I gave it a shot. And I personally felt my dire promise, which was a god roll, is outperforming it. And I was like,
I think that
I don't need to farm this. And then I've got a messenger with Desperado. It's not a god roll, but
I can't
Desperado.
I can't get the hang of that. I can't get the fucking hang of that gun. I don't know why. It just feels it's the like. Of course, when Desperado's up, it's fucking great. But it just I don't know. I just don't like. There's something that I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it feels like really underwhelming just using it without Desperado.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like
And then I went and tested Reed's Regret against Threaded Needle. We actually, mate, it was been wild streams. We did a weapons.
You did weapons testing.
I did weapons testing. Yep.
What did you?
Because
fucking hang on, just forgive my disbelief. What did you do? How did you test it?
Not particle deconstructor. The one above it in your artifact.
I have
mods.
no idea, but I'll take your word for it. Yes.
The one that this is such a decent line. It's got fucking big 2000 IQ. The one above it is if an enemy's under stasis effect.
Oh, focusing lens. Yeah.
Yeah. If an enemy is under stasis effect, they take increased damage from light abilities.
Yep.
When you're standing in a well of radiance, your gun
and then a stasis gun.
Listen, gun.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm just preempting.
Your gun does light abilities, so you get the buff.
Yep.
However, a stasis gun does not actually overrides the well of radiance and doesn't count as a light ability. So you do not get focusing lens
if when you shoot something with a stasis gun.
Yes.
Poop.
In a rift. So you're better off using Threaded Needle with Vorpal compared with Reed's Regret. So then I was like, oh well, I don't need to roll for Reed's Regret. I guess next season when they get rid of this shit. But then it's like, am I gonna be using fucking linear fusions for DPS?
I don't know. I mean, I don't use linear fusions ever if I can help it. Right? Like they're kind of good, I suppose, with particle deconstruction. But anyway, there you go, Matty turning into the new Dado. He's telling you that what is suboptimal DPS, right? Who knew?
Tell you what, it was a wild ride testing.
There you go. I'm proud of you trying new things.
It should have been it should have been very simple to test that, but people wanted fucking stand in the well, stand outside the well. You know what fucked me? Freezing, the damage you get on shattering enemies that are frozen compared with slowed fucks their numbers.
I'm going to take your word for it. Right, let's talk about this story stuff. This is getting very Friday night special DDU now. It's like Maddie's just... So, given that you've gone through and like painfully recorded all of it and do a whole day dedicated to the advancements in the story every week, where are we at? What happened this week?
You fucking tell. Oh, I'm getting me aggressive.
Yeah, I know. Look, we're going to do this. We're going to do this in about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up so Matt can go and have a lie down. And if anyone's watching this and they watch the DCP, this is probably the market difference between the two podcasts. Yeah. One is relatively professionally run outfit, and the other is just us kind of being half pissed.
DCP is like when you go to your like in-laws place and you put on nice clothes.
Yeah. Got your good shirt on.
DDUs, you're sitting at home in your fucking tracky dacks, you got chocolate all over your shirt.
No, I don't.
You fucking slouch on the couch watching Netflix.
Oh, I do believe that Briar is definitely... I don't know. I mean, I think we could sub nearly anyone on that podcast in here at this point, and they'd probably do fine.
To be honest, I could be like I am now, and I'll probably eventually get there. It's just you gotta wear it.
You gotta erode the expectations. You know, like you just gotta take a step down that garden path, one every week. You know, like, and then in 2 years' time, you can just be a belligerent drunk from the outset, and no one will fucking bat an eyelid. All right, so
it's not bloody wrong, mate. You're not bloody wrong there.
The biggest point coming out of this week's story missions, for me anyway, was the fact that Crow touches the chrysalis at the end of it, and I'm assuming
loggy.
Well, that's what it is. It's a
Well,
man, I've read the Hungry Caterpillar. I'm fucking on fire. Yeah. A fucking cocoon. And he does this and then gets the montage of all the shit thing he's done in his past life. It's like, you know, like when you wake up and you're heaps pissed and you've had a big night and you don't remember anything, and then you're like, it's like 2 p.m. and you open the fridge and then you're like, oh, fuck. You get that like flashback of all the horrible things you've done the night before.
Yeah, but like imagine like your entire life in 60 seconds.
It'd be pretty mugged up. I don't know. I mean, like, you don't know how the time, you know, he was only touching it for like 10 seconds or something. So there's a lot of, I mean, she's obviously got very good data transfer speed. Whatever that USB 4.0.
She's 5G.
5Gs.
So the take-home points, I think, is did she reactivate his memories? And if so, is this like a test? Because have a think about this. She's going to be a guardian at some point.
I don't know.
If she can reactivate memories, this is a great thing for her to test on Crow so she could do it herself.
Do you really think it's going to go that way, though, that she's like, she needs to be killed and then reborn to become a guardian?
Not killed. I mean, I guess they don't lose their memories if they get a ghost. Yeah, you're right, mate. You start a YouTube channel, mate. I mean, the other thing is, did she actually give him his proper memories?
Yeah,
or
that's,
just
that
some,
was what I was
or
thinking.
all of
I'm
them?
like, or just the real bad ones. Because then she immediately says to you after that, "Oh, imagine how someone could have colored the perception
Yeah,
of that."
exactly.
And I'm like, I don't even
Exactly.
trust a fucking thing you've said. You know what? Like, if I know that through my life, if I've done something dodgy, the first thing I say is, "Oh wow, what kind of fuckwit would do that?"
I was gonna say to you,
Yeah, throw down
Do you
the
know the amount of-
instant fucking red herring of like, wow, that's just crook. What a fuckwit, arsehole.
the amount of times I've got home, younger, absolutely smashed off my face. Parents like, "Are you drunk?" "Oh yeah, mum, I'm fucking drunk as fuck. I had like 20 beers." I had 20 beers, right? You know, it's
Yeah,
the
but if you
irony
ham
of
it
her
up,
saying, like, literally saying, someone could have manipulated those dreams, those memories. Yeah, no shit. You fucking probably did, you dumb shit.
I will say this. I did enjoy. Probably enjoy is not the. I'll say enjoy. I liked for Savathun's character, the cunning way she kind of manipulated Crow into doing that. Through that, you know, like that. Oh well, look, I just wanted to help you. You know, here's the thing, and look, it's up to you. It's your choice. It's like, I got shades of like sometimes. And like, I don't mean this in a horrible way, but it's like trying to get my kids to do stuff by making them think that it's their idea or that they're in control. It gave me that vibe of like, well, I mean, if you want to know, I'll tell you, but it's up to you. It's your choice. And it's really not their choice. It's, you know, they're being manipulated into it. So I feel like it was very much in that position. So I think it was all part of the plan. And then I guess the unexpected thing is that, you know, you go and talk to Crow after all this has happened and he just goes, you know what? I don't know what to make of it. I'm off. So he's gone. Off he's fucked.
He's asked to be reassigned.
But what do you make of that?
Hold on.
Go.
Did you go to the terminal afterwards?
What terminal?
Okay.
No, seriously, what terminal? What did I miss?
So you know the little terminal next to the Wayfinder's Compass that you could get scannables at, or like you can listen to the transmissions.
No.
Have you not been doing that every week, mate? It's week 6.
No. like the one where is there another one like where Lakshmi used to pop up? Is it like that?
Yes.
No.
But no, not a whole. So you know how Lakshmi had like a hologram one, and then there was like a little like screen to the right of it.
Yeah.
It's that.
I'm gonna.
The reason why it's confusing.
Okay, just tell me about it.
Well, the thing is, I didn't realize it was there because it's right next to your compass, and if you just go, you get the compass, and if you just slightly turn,
I've probably done it.
You get that one. You get the one next one.
The one where Petra talks through and shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, cool.
So okay, so you didn't get it this week until you went and spoke to Crow.
Or you didn't get it at all because you didn't bother.
Or you didn't bother. Because you hear Akura talking to Crow and she talks about his redeployment. So he's like, I've had enough. I'm fucking out. Whatever. See you later unless you redeploy me. And she offers him a position to be essentially a liaison with Keitel. And that's where that story ends. It is a kicker for you, mate. Do you see the games radar article?
No.
Dude.
Oh, the one with the yeah, no, I did. Yeah. yeah. Sorry, it's been a big week, right?
This is turning into more.
Yeah, look, look. If you turned up to this episode of this podcast knowing full well that it was recorded on a Friday night and expected it to be as cohesive as it normally is, oh my god! I hope you've learned a lesson.
We're well into like pub territory. Oh, you remember that? Nah, but yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Old mate, yeah.
Old mate, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so fuck, what was I saying?
Keitel.
Oh yeah, he's gonna work for Keitel. The the interesting thing about that conversation is Saladin's already doing that shit. Sort of. He's meant to be anyway in the item lore. He's meant to be relaying messages to Zavala.
But that's like it makes sense when you think about it because Keitel as a character is pretty straight up and down, right? You know, it's not like the fucking witch queen of subterfuge that we've got going on in the other fucking room. This is straight up and down military force and dealing with Zavala, who's, you know, he's the one that's involved there, and he's exactly the same.
I think that's what the reason why they've done this. If they've done it for, one of the reasons why they could have done this is a lot of the new armor for the Iron Banner gear talks about Saladin, and the last paragraph talks about the Crow from Saladin's perspective.
Yep. And
it mentions how Crow might need a mentor. So I think Saladin could end up being Crow's mentor if that's where this is going, which is why they might have brought it up.
I think that it'd be I don't know. I mean, he's kind of. You mean Saladin or Zavala? I'm getting like
Saladin.
That's not necessarily a good thing, is it? Because he's kind of like
he's a bit vengeful.
Yeah,
he's a bit angry.
Yeah. And like
he's a bit black and white.
Yeah, there's a bit of like I'm not going to say subtle Punisher vibes about him, but I wouldn't fuck with him.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a Punisher vibe about him.
like, oh wait, he just hates everyone, kind of. And like, I'm not saying he doesn't have a reason to, because all his friends are dead.
Yeah, he does good things, but for bad people. Bad things are good. I don't know.
He does bad things for the right reasons.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right.
And you get the law book, Isolation. Long story short, first half of it is Crow just sitting in deep space, just wanting to be away from everyone. The important aspect is he is on his ship, which is the exotic ship you get from the Hawkmoon quest, which you get a lore tab for, and it is paracausal and responds to your thoughts. Doesn't have a navigation system. It takes you.
How the fuck did he get that?
Oh, I don't know. He got it somehow. It's a good ship. So the lore entry is called Isolation, and he's just looking into deep space. He's isolated. The second half, he goes to Venus, and Glint asks him, "Why are we going to Venus for?" And he doesn't reveal it in the card. And this is what we spent fucking hours talking. We ended up making a theory graveyard of all the shit that we thought of that never made it into the video, basically, of like, why Venus? Because I think it is going to be significant. My best guess is Crow's retracing his past, because it was hinted at a couple weeks ago about Crow being corrupted in the Black Garden. And this is actually really significant for people who haven't read Crow's story from Forsaken. He's got a whole book about him. And essentially, I've always thought, oh, this is where his corruption started. And the reason why it's very subtle is he goes and explores the Black Garden with Jolyon. And they see a cabal get corrupted in there. And nothing of serious note, I think, happens to them. And they come out. And then the events of the Awoken War happen. And he crash lands. And he rubs his eyes. And he's like, I can't get rid of the itch. And it's a very subtle hint at the darkness that he ends up having in his eyes that you see in Forsaken.
Yep.
And it's never confirmed that we just see him look at other corrupted things in the Black Garden. And like a couple of weeks ago, Mara's like, says to Akura, you know that Aldrin was corrupted by the Black Garden. So that's big. And now he's gone to Venus. And I know the portal for the Black Garden has been in multiple locations. It's been on Mars. It's been on the moon.
Yeah, but like historically, it was on Venus.
Well, we went there for the Night Stalker mission. Tavis got to the Black Garden through Venus.
Yeah.
So I think, and we know it's isolated. So in season of Splicer, before Crow says to Osiris, who's Savathun, I'm thinking of going somewhere remote like Venus. And Savathun talks him out of it. That's the fucking blood trail. Whatever that shit's about, like that is it there. About how
do you think he's gonna go? Do you think he's gonna like walk in his little history repeats itself loop again and go and try and understand what happened to him and fall victim to the same fate? Is that what you're alluding to?
So his awoken mate that he went into the Black Garden, they reintroduced him again into the law, which is haven't seen him since fucking Forsaken.
Yep.
And he comes back up in the law. The entry that he comes back in is called Eternal Recurrence. Meaning history is about to repeat itself.
History, well, it does repeat. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this.
So he could be going there because he wants to prove that he's not going to become Aldrin. So this is like facing your demons, right? So yeah. I think he's probably on a quest to face his demons and ensure for good that he will not become Aldrin. That's
powerful
my guess.
Shit. It's powerful stuff.
Yeah. Venus has got heaps of shit going on. There's Ahamkara, there's Shayura, there's Timey-Wimey, Ishtar Collective, Vault of Glass, the Citadel, the Nine. There's just like a million fucking story threads thrown onto Venus. So take your pick. It could be a whole bunch of other shit.
Oh. How much longer are we getting story drops like this for? Like how many?
2 weeks, I reckon.
You reckon? Do you reckon we're gonna know then, or do you reckon it's gonna end on the like?
Marisol says we've almost got all of our tech-ins, and there's meant to be 13, but some of them got killed. So people are saying 2 weeks. Just I think by the patterns on the ground, I think like how many spaces are left.
Yeah. Okay. Right. All right. Well, what's your space?
All right. 2 weeks Halloween event. Will that take us to Halloween? When's Halloween?
Yeah, around about. I think we'll be well into the back end of October.
Probably 2 weeks, like we did last season. Splicer, 2 weeks Halloween event and then finale.
Do you think it'll finale now though? Do you think?
You reckon?
I mean, that's been my biggest question about this season since we found out that they were going to delay Witch Queen.
Yeah, I think that will do it because they wrap it up.
You reckon? All right. I think the other way. I think it's just going to kind of linger like a bad smell for months.
Well, I mean, it will linger like season of Splicer did, but we'll just have to wait a fucking lot longer.
Yeah, and then there'll be like a prelude that'll lead into.
Well, then I think they'll do.
I like that storytelling because it means that we can get back into, really get back into the grind of Destiny a couple of weeks before.
That they got Witch Queen, right? So they'll wrap it up or end on a cliffhanger, and then they'll do an ink blot fucking cutscene or a big cuts or a proper cutscene at the beginning of Witch Queen to remind everyone what the fuck happened.
Yep.
And then you'll jump straight into Witch Queen. Because you got to remember, people might just buy Witch Queen, so that they're gonna do last time on Destiny. There's gonna be
on Destiny.
Yeah, they're gonna intro Witch Queen. So they'll finish this. They'll finish properly, I think.
Okay.
They'll finish.
I still reckon they'll go the other way. I still reckon there'll be a big event. Yeah. Can't a piss.
Well, the thing about cartons is I drink whiskey.
Hang on, that could be a very fucking expensive exercise for me. All right, if you're in chat, you got any questions or anything you want to throw at us that isn't like a cup of urine or whatever, please do so right now. But we'll wrap up super shortly. Man, it feels good to be back on the horse. Do you know
what we need to do? People are asking about it.
What?
Patreon cast, shitcast.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did pause it, so no one's getting charged for us being
Oh,
lazy and
good.
not doing anything. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, good.
But yeah, we do need to do it. We do need to do it. I need life to settle down a little bit. I think that's where I'm at. Fucking hell.
Hey, do you know the other thing we did today?
What's that?
Not today. This week, we killed fucking Zivu's son
What?
in the Shattered Throne. Did you not do that?
Yeah, I didn't pay any attention to the fucking the nameplate of the character. It's just
It was the son of Zivu Wrath.
a big fucking knight, and I killed it. I didn't even.
It was the son of Zivu.
So the equivalent of Crota.
Wait,
that
hold
we
on.
just-
You mean? Hold on. Let me just double check. We're talking about the same shit. So there, you finish the boss in the big tomb ship, but there's a thing off to the side that you can do,
Oh,
like
I
a
didn't
public
do it.
event.
Yeah, right. I didn't do that.
Do you remember last week where they had the glimmer extraction event thingy, and you could do that, and you pick up like an orb and have to carry it around?
Yeah. I'm just trying to fake the fact that I forgot my homework.
Anyway,
we are making a habit out
to
of
be honest,
murdering
I would
their
have missed
children.
it too. If I didn't have Chad telling me to fucking do this, I would have missed it.
No, I mean,
Like,
I
dude, go back,
blasted
go back,
through
go
it
back.
because I knew there was shit that happened with Crow, and I wanted to
Yeah.
fucking see that before we did the podcast.
And
so.
it was a bit of a mission. You had to do a whole bunch of shit. It was fun though.
So
It was like a little side. It was a little side mission.
what's Ziva Wrath's son like? I mean,
He's a
obviously-
knight.
Yeah, big
I guess.
fucking knight, or
He gets fucking domed. Yeah, dead.
unlucky.
You get a bunch of little lore things that go along with it. I actually haven't analyzed them yet. Nothing really stood out. I think it was just a bunch of Hyvee lore.
Sensei, I don't know of anything that Fans is doing for Paxos Online. But if Fez is kicking around, she might. I don't know that I haven't heard of anything, so that doesn't mean that there's not anything, but I don't know about it. All right, what else? Oh, a bit of story feedback. Cool. Right. I don't think we need to fucking hang around like a bad smell, mate. I think it's time to just go and go
Hey.
forth.
Playing Halo tomorrow?
Nah, dude, I don't know. I haven't
What's
even
wrong with
gone
ya?
in for the test flights. You know what, man? Like, every Halo that has come out ever that
Yeah.
I've played, like that I've been, obviously I wasn't the case for the first one because I jumped on midway through Halo 2, but I've played through the campaign, co-op, with Keg, and I'm like, this is the thing, right? The second that they announced that there was no campaign co-op, I went, for whatever reason, it went, I don't give a shit. Like every time I see Halo come up now and like the alpha flights or whatever the fuck, beta flights, I don't know what the fuck they call it, test flight, I just kind of go, Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have expected that to be in this position because I was really looking forward to it. I guess it just goes to show how important part of the game and the experience.
What are
that
you
is.
going to do instead? Fucking cut down trees in New World.
Probably. Don't fucking judge me. I don't know. I mean, look, obviously, like Halo PvP is a very different beast to Destiny, as much as they might look similar at a glance. And I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I also don't really feel like I need to jump in for a beta or whatever and do that.
I tell you what, man, the movement is so much slower than Destiny.
Oh yeah, it's like walking around. Just watching streams. I'm
But
like, it's kind of painful. It's kind of painful to watch. I imagine it's not as bad when you're actually playing it.
It's not bad playing. No.
Yeah, it's not as bad when you're playing it. But when I watch 99% of everything I watch is Destiny, and then when you load that up, it's like, dude, hold shift for fuck's sake. Like, move.
It punishes you for not being in the right position, and you can't just fucking hunt to dodge out of it.
Yeah, you can't just fucking slide back up a hallway.
Oh,
None of that
do you know
shit.
what I forgot to say? I did
What?
this week.
What did you do?
I did Doki Doki.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Didn't watch a minute of it, but yeah, how'd you go with that?
You're not really disappointing me.
What's that?
So 250 people fucking watch me playing Doki Doki.
I think people just like watching other people suffer, kind of. Like it's just masochism at that point, isn't it?
So I have a million point channel redemption, which I've got multiple millionaires now who have the potential to force me to play different games.
Are you just like carte blanche any game? Like if you're gonna have to go out and buy it.
The only rule I have is you have to give me like a day's notice so I can buy it and download it and stuff.
What if it's like where what's the limit? Like it's got to be a short story game. Like what if someone donates $1 million and says play New World? Is it just one stream? Or is it you then like, oh yeah, well your life's over. Go on for here, 1 million channel points. Try heroin.
Nah, it's only like
go and spit on a police officer. See what happens.
It's only one stream. And to be honest, look, Doki Doki is not my game, but I don't know if you know about it, but there is a big plot twist, and it is relatively well received for a story game, I guess, whatever you call it, a narrative game.
It's so far outside my wheelhouse. I'm not even gonna like.
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Doesn't someone off themselves in it or something?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people be upset about it, and it's really fucking tactless and tone deaf, and
it also breaks the fourth wall as well. So it has this twist where the main character becomes obsessed with you and breaks the fourth wall and hacks the game, and it gets like really creepy and freaky.
Yuck. But like, I mean, if you're into that, yum, I suppose it's like your prerogative. I'll just sit over here and play fucking side scrollers or some shit instead. I'll go and play the Lego game. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. That's more my speed. All right, we might fuck off. Maddie, where's the law going to find people this week?
I don't care.
Me either. All right. It's fucking 10:30 at night. I'm tired. The Lego, where will the Lego find you? Oh my God. I'm just going to put us out of our misery. Thanks for hanging around, everyone. Thanks. If you turned up, normally it's, a very different time slot. But we appreciate hanging out, and it's always very fun to get to do these Friday night specials every now and then and just being a little bit more loose.
Jeez.
All right. Have a good weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And goodbye. Hang around for a raid.